This story starts after the great Trojan War ended. Lord Odysseus was on his way home from the war with his men. To the shore! We should explore the island and discover who lives here. Let's divide us into two groups so that if one of us gets into trouble, the other one could come and help. Odysseus was the leader of one group, and Locus was made the leader of the other. They tossed a coin to see which group should go and explore first, and Locus lost. He and his men set out and explore the woods. As the men went deep into the woods, they came upon a little house surrounded by wild beasts, wolves, leopards, and lions. Wait! No one moves!
La 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 la, do 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 do.
Such a beautiful voice, ain't it? It's coming from that house. The men felt themselves being drawn towards the house and walked past the beasts, who in fact were really quite tame, and some even looked scared and feeble. When the men entered the house, they were greeted by an elegant woman. Her name was Circe.
Welcome to my island, brave men. You must be tired and hungry. Come, I have hot soup that will be just perfect for you.
The men readily agreed and were ushered to a dining table where they sat and began to have the soup. Delicious! Circe smiled a half smile and watched as the men enjoyed the soup, waiting in anticipation, for she was a witch and had slipped a magic potion into their soup. When the men had finished drinking it, she tapped the table with a magic wand and said,
Now you goats be off to the goat house where you belong.
And as she laughed, one by one, all the men turned into goats and bleated in helplessness. Meanwhile, back at the shore, when the men did not return to the ship, Odysseus grew worried and decided to go and search for them. You'll wait here. I will go and look for them. While he was walking through the woods, he met a young man. Stranger, what are you doing here? I am going in search of my men who are lost. So, they are your men. Well, they are guests of the lovely Circe. You won't find them in her house, but outside in the goat house, for she is a witch and turns men into animals. I was passing by when I saw everything through the window and ran from there. My men turned into goats? The young man took a small plant out of his knapsack and handed it to Odysseus. Eat this. It will make you safe against all magic tricks and potions. Thank you. But who are you? Huh? The young man was not there. Confused, Odysseus shrugged his shoulders, ate the plant, and continued on towards the house. Soon he came to the house in the woods that was guarded by wild beasts. Odysseus walked boldly past the beasts and into the house. And just like it had happened with his men, he too was greeted by the beautiful witch, who told him to sit down and try some of her soup. Odysseus smiled and drank it all down. And then she took out her wand and tapped the table with it.
Now be off with you to the stable, horse.
But Odysseus did not turn into a horse. Instead, he looked at her and smiled. Circe was astounded.
Impossible! I will get you something to eat now. You must be hungry.
How can a leader eat when his companions are living outside in the goat house? When he spoke those words, Circe was embarrassed. She knew that the man knew who she was and couldn't pretend any longer.
Who are you, sire? And why are you different than all the men I have ever met?
Odysseus told her all about himself, and Circe felt a strange attraction towards him. "I know who you are, but that is no excuse to not be a better person." Those words shook Circe's heart, and tears rolled out of her eyes, for she was once a kind person. But the years of solitude in the island had rusted her heart. She immediately ran out of the house and to the goat house, where she sprinkled a magic potion onto the animals. Then she waved her wand, and they began to change back into men. Standing behind her, Odysseus watched it all and explained later to his confused men what had happened. "We must leave at once! Who knows what else she is capable of doing?" "Silence, Lucas! If she wanted, she could have never brought you guys back. Learn to be humble in life." Saying so, Odysseus turned to Circe to thank her and ask for her leave.
Oh, no! Please don't leave, Odysseus, for this heart feels alive in the presence of your light. Stay but for a few days. Let me honor you and your bravery.
"I am sorry. I cannot do that."
Just for a few days, Odysseus. Will you not stay even if I say that I have fallen in love with you?
Odysseus looked at her glistened eyes and thought for a moment. Has she really changed? Fine. We will stay for a few days if you turn all the beasts back into their human forms and set them all free.
Odysseus, for years men have come and exploited this island and its resources. To protect myself and my world, I started to change them into animals. And as time passed, it became my nature. For every man who came here was greedy, and they turned me into what I am today. But not you. You are different and kind. You have changed my heart for the better. And now I want to change my world with you.
And saying so, she moved her wand and turned all the beasts back into their human forms, who were happy beyond words, for they had given up hopes of ever becoming human again. All hailed Odysseus, and Circe apologized to everyone and then announced a grand feast. Odysseus sent Lucas back to the ship to fetch the rest of his men. The great feast lasted for 3 days, and by the end of it, everyone wanted to go back home. Circe could see it in their homesick faces.
I know you want to take the sea and return home. But unfortunately, there is a great whirlpool brewing up in the north, the safest way to your home. Towards west stands the Great Wall Mountain, which you cannot cross, and towards east is the home of the great sea monster. You must wait till the thunder moves from the north. Trust me, I know the ocean.
But isn't the sea monster tied up in chains?
Yes, it is tied up to the great rocks between which the narrow path flows. It is impossible to take the narrow path, for the giant's hands can still reach down and devour ships and men alike.
Is there a way to defeat the giant?
There is but one. Lord Adrian, the one who chained the beast. Only he knows its weakness, and only he can tackle it and help you sail through the narrow passage.
Everyone turned towards Lord Adrian. Lord Adrian, would you help us? Lord Odysseus, all of us here bow down to you and will forever be grateful to what you have done for us. I had promised to never captain a ship again, but let me repay you. I will use my fire arrow to create smoke in front of his eyes that will hinder his vision and help us sail through the passage. Everyone cheered, except for Odysseus, who knew that it was now time to bid farewell to Circe, whom he had grown so fond of in the past few days. Oh, beautiful enchantress, I have come to say goodbye. We must continue our journey to our home, Thank you for your hospitality.
Lord Odysseus, if it were up to me, I would keep you here always. But I understand that you must be on your way. But know this, when I said I had fallen in love with you, I truly meant it.
Odysseus said nothing, but kept looking at her as tears rolled down her eyes. Odysseus, the crew awaits. We are ready to set sail.
Promise me that you will keep me in your dreams.
But Odysseus did not say anything. He merely turned and walked away. At the shore, the ship was ready to set sail. The crew were all on board. Odysseus reached there and took a deep breath. Then the ship set sail.
Odysseus, did my love mean nothing to you? Why couldn't you make a small promise?
Oh, beautiful witch, when did I give you my heart? When did I fall in love? Beautiful witch, I want you in my arms. I want you in my life. Oh, beautiful witch, when did I give you my heart? When did I fall in love? I don't want to remember you in my dreams. I want you just as real reality is. Your love has moved me, oh beautiful witch. And now I'm yours. And now I'm yours. Turn around and see, oh beautiful witch. I'm here to be your shadow. I'm here to be your shadow. Oh beautiful witch, when did I give you my heart? When did I fall in love? Oh beautiful witch, I want you in my arms. I want you in my life. Oh beautiful witch, when did I give you my heart? When did I fall in love?
Odysseus, you didn't go.
How could I? I am in love with you too, Circe.
Oh, I love you so much.
And so the two hugged each other as if never wanting to let go. Love won against all the odds, and the two lived happily ever after.